What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite, and welcome back to Rebuilding Chelsea. Today we have Leeds United, who are fourth in the Premier League, and Arsenal, who are second. So, two big games for our championship contention. Since we last saw you, played quite a few fair games. Started off with West Brom after the two 3-0 wins over Everton and Sarajevo. We beat West Brom 5-0. We had 4 goals in the first half, 3 goals in about 9 minutes. And we just, completely wiped the floor with them. They hadn't sending off in the 85th minute, but we had already scored 5 goals at that point. We were just coasting the rest of the way. Then played Bristol City in the EFL Cup, beat them 4-0. So Lair, Wilson with the brace, Mather with the goal. Wilson has been on fire recently. He's been scoring so many goals. He's now considered a world-class talent. So basically when he joined this team, he was just some youngster that had a lot of potential. That I made new formation just so I could get him some game time, and it has worked because it has turned him into a world-class player. We then played Birmingham, beat them 3-0. Effiong, Soler, and Vidovic with the goal. Slayer's was just a penalty, but he is back to scoring ways a little bit. He's scoring a lot more than he was. We then played Leicester, beat them 1-0. Daryl Wilson with the only goal. It took to the 83rd minute to finally get a breakthrough. We played well, we just couldn't find that breakthrough goal, so kind of disappointing, but then even more disappointing, we took on Bournemouth, who were like 19th in the league at that point, and we lost 3-2. We didn't deserve to lose it all, though, because if you look at the match stats, we absolutely dominated them. We had 21 shots to their 10, 11 shots on target to their 7, basically 2.5 XG to their 1.5, and they beat us 3-2. They had a little bit of possession, but that's about it. They just scored, I'm pretty sure they scored their first 3 shots on target. No, 3 out of their first 4. That's what it was. They scored 3 out of their first 4 shots on target. We only scored 2 of our 11. So we weren't clinical enough in front of goal, but they just completely lucked out that win. We did not deserve to lose that. And that made us angry. So we then went and beat League One Lincoln City 6-2. And it was 6-0 at one point. We scored, 5 first half goals? Yeah, we were up 5-0 at halftime. Scored again in the 66th minute. Daryl Wilson with a hat trick. We had a double hat trick. Both Daryl Wilson and Gabriel Enrique with hat tricks. They scored in the 85th and 89th minute to make it look a lot closer than it really was. 6-2 is probably not even fair to us. It's probably more of a 6-0 victory. We then really smashed Burnley in the EFL Cup semifinal first leg 7-1. I think we can safely say we're going to win that tie and get to the EFL Cup final. We were 4 goals up in the first half. Another 3 in the second half. Soler with the hat trick, which was amazing to see. All from open play, too. So Soler is finally back. We then played Southampton in another good win, 2-0. Soler with another goal in the 28th minute. Genovese with his 5th goal of the season. He didn't score for quite a while, but now he's gone on a really good scoring run. That Southampton win was a good one because they're a good team still. They've fallen into 11th place in the league. They sold a lot of their best players recently, so they're really falling off from that title form they had before. But they're still a good team, so that's still a good win. And it was away from home. Our 2 games coming up today are at home, so that's the one big advantage we have. Leeds United and Arsenal are at home. Then we have Man City away. Then a couple more games in the FA Cup and the EFL Cup. Then we have Liverpool. Then Man United. Then Wolves. Then Aston Villa. So we got a tough run-in coming. Obviously, we've already gone through that run-in once, and we managed pretty well. We beat Arsenal. We beat Tottenham in the EFL Cup. We beat Man City. We lost to Liverpool, unfortunately, but probably didn't deserve to lose that game. We did play Man United. Is that our first game against Man United? Yeah, this is going to be our first game against Man United. So we'll see how we do against them. They're 8th place, so they're not doing all that hot. But I have also made one sale since I last saw you. He's a player that just wasn't getting any game time for us. He was on the wrong end of his prime. So I got an offer I couldn't refuse, so I had to sell him. Look at our transfer history. We sold Bartol Muhar to Derby County for $9.25 million. That was his value. He's now valued at 16, but he was valued at $9 million. He was barely ever playing for us. He's only a 2-star player for us. He's 32 years old. I just thought I'd move him on. So, I'm a big fan of the younger players. Don't take that out of context, but I prefer younger players, and Muhar at that age, he's only going to get worse. He's never going to have a higher value than what I sold him for right there. I'm never getting more than $9 million for the rest of his career. They're not getting $16 million for him. So that was the best I could get. So I took it. $9.25 million for Bartol Muhar. We made. Have you seen these? I think I showed you these signings, but they officially came in. Yannick, the free signing we made from Besiktas, I think. Yeah, Besiktas. 4-star potential, 2-star current ability, just a left winger. And then it'll let me go back. You got Juan Esteban Murillo from Junior FC for $300K up front, rising to 1.2. 3.5-star potential, a little bit less than what our scout said he had, but we're going to train him to play left wing. Once he learns that position, he'll be very versatile and very useful for us. He might not never turn into anything, but we should still make a profit on him. Bought him for basically nothing. And then the last signing, which I think is the best, Milton Leon for 1.5 up front, raising to 5.5 million. He just looks fantastic. 20 determination, driven personality, great physicals, some very good mentals where he needs them to be, some very good technicals. I think he's our long-term option at right wing. Maybe, yeah, because I think he's our long-term option at right wing. I think Daryl Wilson's our long-term option at striker. This guy might be our long-term option on the right wing. If he can go to that 4-star potential that he's got, obviously 1 silver star, but I think he can reach that level. With those attributes where he's at 18 years old, I think he can reach the 4 stars. He would be a leading Premier League talent for us. So I really like him. I think that was just a great deal, one I couldn't turn down. Have I made any more signings? I don't remember if I had made any more. I did make one more. Pedro Paulo for $99K. He had a release clause in his contract of $99K. He came up on my scout report. 17 years old. He doesn't look amazing, but he's got really good passing, first touch, and vision. For a deep line playmaker, he can work on his tackling so he can become a defensive option there. But 14 composure, 13 decisions. Everything he needs, he's kind of got. It doesn't have off the ball, but everything else, he pretty much has. No technique either. That's disappointing, but might work on that. But for $99K, I just couldn't say no. He's got 5-star potential, so he is inconsistent. He is fickle. He's got a competitive streak. He is foreign, but I think it's worth it. If he goes to 5-star potential, we could, at the very least, sell him on for a hefty profit. So that's just a deal I couldn't turn down. But for this game against Leeds United, once I get there, this is the lineup I'm going to go with. Gashi in goal, Bejan, Genovese, Blake. I don't know if Blake's our starter anymore. He's got the best average rating, so he's going to keep playing, but his development has just gone down, even though he's only 25 years old. He's getting worse. I think Nicholson is a better player. He's obviously got the marking and tackling that you really want. He's missing in some mental areas, his composure specifically, but he's got great concentration, great decisions. He's really good physically. I just think he's a better player, but I kind of had a falling out with Blake. He wanted more game time, so I promised him that I'd play him some more. So he's got to start for now, but long term, Nicholson or Diaby might be the starters next to Genovese. Long term, I might be looking for a replacement for all 3 of them, but Alax starts at left back, Dawson and Mather in the middle, Ring on the left, Daryl Wilson on the right, Gabriel Enrique behind Pedro Soler. Soler's back to scoring ways, in great form, so he's back up top for us. Let's get into this game. Let's see if we can win. It's going to be a huge win if we can pull it out. I'm going to tell them to go out there and carry straight on from where they finished last match. Obviously, it was a pretty good victory last time up. Pretty good couple of victories we've had in a row, so having the best defense in the Premier League must have you looking forward to another win. I'm proud of that record and the work that's gone into it. We'll continue to work hard to keep getting better. As the leading scorers in the Premier League, are you looking forward to another positive match in front of goal? I want my team to play on the front foot, and the boys have done that really well so far. I think they can continue in this way. So we are newly promoted from the Championship, and yet we have the best offense and the best defense in the Premier League, and are sitting comfortably top of the table, 7 points clear of Arsenal, and we have a game in hand still. I've said it earlier, I think we're going to win the league. I think we're going to pull an Everton and get promoted and win the league in the same season. We look like we're just right on our way. This team is so good. So I think this team is better than the Everton team that we won the Premier League with last time. So if we can't win it with this team, I don't know about this tactic, but It's looking good, and Mather is a long shot machine. That is like his third or fourth long shot he scored in the last 2 months. He just has a rocket on his end of his leg. What a shot from Mather. He's been very good for us so far. Our number 8, a left-footed shot into the top left corner. He is left-footed, so that is not his weak foot. That is a very strong foot. We are 1-0 up from 3 shots, 2 on target in the 15th minute. Good start to this game. Not much has happened since that Mather rocket, but now we have a corner. Blake's going to head it on to Soler, and Soler, arriving at the back post, scores the goal. That's why you aim for the front post and have a striker attacking the far post, because you will get some of those knock-ons every now and then. You might not get very many a season, but 2 or 3. But those are 2 or 3 goals you wouldn't have otherwise. So I love this corner tactic. It's been very good for me through very different teams and very different saves. It's always come out well for me. I'm very happy with my corner tactic. Always going to the front post seems to be the way to go in this game. We have dominated them so far. 16 shots, 10 on target. I'm very pleased with your performance. Keep it going, lads. 2-0 in the first half, but I'm hoping for another 2 more here in the second half. I don't want us to coast the way home. I wanted to make a statement and really just smash a top 4 team. A team that's been third in the table for quite a while. They are recently down to 4th place. They've been overtaken by West Ham. So they're a good team, but we just seem like we're a special team. So Doyle with the chance here, and that might be a penalty. We're so special. We're giving away easy penalties in the box. Dawson, he has like 16 tackling, but he still can't tackle someone cleanly in a box. Looks like that was a penalty. I'd be very surprised if it was not. Looked like a clear penalty challenge. See what he has to say. And it is a penalty. Yeah. It was pretty obvious, but we still have a 1-goal lead, even if they do score this, which they probably will, because I rarely see us save a penalty. If anything, he's done just miss. Okay, and he just missed. So that works. Okay, cool. We are still 2-0 up. We've given away a penalty, and no big deal. He missed the completely missed the net. Dawson looking to make up for it. I want to see Dawson do something really well before the end of this game. I want to see him get an assist to really make up for that penalty. Wilson's going to have it. Gets intercepted by Sydney, but we're going to get this ball back. I don't know who he's passing to. Bejan's the only one there. He finds Gabriel Enrique, who's just going to run and get tackled, but that's not a penalty challenge. That was pretty clean. That's what I want Dawson to do. He should be doing with his 16 tackling, as Wilson is through on goal, but he gets blocked. It's going to fall to Alak, though. He's going to look to put in a cross to Ring, who gets blocked as well. This has been a strong defensive performance this half from Leeds so far. We've looked threatening, and they've really held their own. But they're going to have to continue for the rest of the second half. I think we're going to have a lot of attacks in the rest of this second half. We've looked to be very good going forward this game. Everyone's getting involved. Mather especially. Mather is, like I said before, he's been really good. I don't think we're missing Diagne at all. I think he might be he's as good, if not better, than Diagne. Soler, that was his chance to continue his goal-scoring form and find the back of the net. A great cross-in by Daryl Wilson. But Soler can't find the back of the net. So we're still only 2-0 up, but we've absolutely throttled them. They have 3 shots. We have 20. We have triple their shots on target that they have shots entirely. Absolutely dominant. Ring's going to come off. He's got a yellow and he's tired. I need to make one change because he's going to have to move further up. Actually, no. I'm teaching Marcus Connor to play a little bit deeper. So he's going to play a little bit deeper. And who else is tired? Gabriel Enrique's tired, and he's on a yellow as well. So I'll bring on Phil Savage. Make those 2 changes. Got about 10 minutes left. Should be seeing this one out. 27 shots. We're beating them like a drum. It's like they're a lower league team, the way we're smacking them around. Wilson or Mather? Wilson or Mather? I'm going to bring on Preben Busk. I think he's our higher potential player than James Effiong. I want to give Busk as much game time as possible. Only about 5 minutes here, but it's 5 minutes you wouldn't have before. Maybe it's an extra 5 minutes of a little bit of more growth. Blake picked up a knock. It's only a tight groin, so he shouldn't be out very long. But a pretty much utterly dominant performance. It's only 2-0, but we probably deserved 3, 4, 5 even goals. I'm very pleased with the result and your performance. Now I've got to do it against the second best team in the league, the team that won the league last season. We weren't a part of it, so would they have won it if we were in the Premier League? I don't know. But based on the way the table is now, I'd lean no. The referee had a lot of work today with your team picking up several cards. Does that evident aggression worry you? It shows they got stuck in, which is fine by me. Your players have a real eye for goal at the moment, and it's been a long time since they failed to find the net in a game. They must be confident that they can score against any opposition, wouldn't you agree? With the goal-scoring potential in this team, the players are confident of winning every game. And we are now 9 points clear of Arsenal with a game in hand. If we beat Arsenal today, I think we'll have one hand on the title. I'm just going to say that now. I think we'll have one hand on the title. We've got a lot of games left to play, half the season pretty much, but that's a pretty big lead to give away in the second half of the season. It can happen. It has happened, but the way our form is, I don't see us falling away. But I'll see you in a few days for the Arsenal match. It's going to be the match of the season so far. We are almost on the day of the Arsenal match, but before we get there, I just saw this come across my screen that Man City have made a $159 million signing from Bayern Munich of Noel Spang, and he's not even that good. He's okay. Is he better than Daryl Wilson? Probably not. So he's foreign, not even as good as our starting striker, and they paid $160 million for him. I don't know about that. I do not know about that. He's got 18 dribbling and 18 pace, which is pretty good, and 15s everywhere else, but only 13 passing, only 13 finishing. Has he ever produced? Not especially. He's a goal every game striker. He had a couple of really good run-ins here in terms of average rating. He's still only getting a goal every other game. And for a $160 million signing, I think you'd expect a little bit more than that. In the past 3 seasons, he's been getting a goal every 3 games. So, I don't know about that, Man City. That is questionable. Heights is the guy we're looking at, as well as Bancroft. I don't think we're going to be able to land either of them. A lot of these players, teams aren't willing to sell. There's a lot of really good, high-potential youngsters out there that teams just are not willing to pass up on. They just won't give them away, and it's frustrating because I want all the youngsters. Our depth is not very good in terms of the whole youth system. We don't have a whole lot of high-potential players in the under-23s and the under-18s. That's why I've been signing those cheap players, those wingers, for cheap deals, just to strengthen our under-23s and under-18s. Praise James Fleming. It's going to continue until we get to the Arsenal match. Should only take a few clicks. People are coming. Oh, wow. This is the biggest offer we got from Gashi so far. $106 million for Blairon Gashi. Let's just go and reject this. $106 million. And that's a starting bid. Give me a sec. I'm going to go look at some goalkeepers. See if I can find a cheap goalkeeper that's just as good. And maybe cash in on Blairon Gashi. So after looking at some goalkeepers, I think we can safely say I think we've not given Gashi enough credit for just how good he actually is. Like, there's not many goalkeepers in the world that are better than Blairon Gashi. Like, Barcelona have a ridiculous goalkeeper that's better. Real Madrid or somebody has a ridiculous goalkeeper that's better. Tottenham has a goalkeeper that's probably about equally as good, but he's a lot younger. And he's got a lot of potential, and he's non-foreign. So I would love to get him, but I don't think they're going to let him go for any sort of reasonable price. So I'm going to just counter at 150. If they'll give me that, I will downgrade a goalkeeper. No problem. If they'll give me $150 million for Blairon Gashi. I don't expect them to. I expect them to completely just drop out of the negotiations, but 106. Let's get another $50 million on top of that, and I'll consider it, because I just couldn't find any better goalkeepers for a reasonable price. So let's see suggest terms, see what they say. They actually don't completely jump out of negotiations, but they changed it to 116. That's not good enough. I'm going to reject that offer. I think I'd want at least 140. I think that's probably the least I would accept for Blair on Gashi, considering what's out there. If there was an option I could get for half that price, I would take a free 50 million and just downgrade maybe slightly, or maybe get slightly younger at goalkeeper. But there's just not very many good options. So looks like Blake is tired, so Nicholson's going to come in. Other than that, I think this is our strongest squad. So this is the squad I want to go against Arsenal. Yeah, I don't think there's any changes to the bench I want either. No, I'll keep Blake just because he's tired. I'll keep him resting in the reserves. Diaby can be my backup. He's backup at right back too, so it's kind of important that he's on the bench. Let's do it. Let's see if we can beat Arsenal and really pretty much cement ourselves as the best team in the Premier League. I'm going to say the media have given you a lot of credit lately, so go out there and put on a worthy display. I have faith. I have faith. And I have faith in you, Pedro Soler. Arsenal's recent good run has them fourth in the Premier League form table. How much of a threat do they pose? They're going to make life hard for us. They're a good team in good form, and we'll have to be at our very best to get something today. Arsenal are unbeaten in 3 matches against Arsenal. How much of an edge does this give your team as kickoff approaches? This is a brand new match, and our previous encounters have no bearing on the outcome. If we focus on the past, we'll be stuck there. They are starting Diagne. I'm pretty sure they're still starting him on the right wing. So he's gone to Arsenal and become an every game starter for them. We've seen him in every game we've played against them. He's their every game starter at right wing. Our Timitas is a very good player. Fortune's a very good player. They've got a very good team. Obviously, they won the Premier League last season, so obviously they're a good team. But we'll have to give them respect, but I think we can win. We won already 3-2 away from home, so now we're at home. This should be even more comfortable. I'm thinking 2-0. I'll take a 2-0 win. As Ring's going to start with the ball into Alak. Early ball to Soler, but he doesn't have an option, so he's got to pass it out. Soler again into Ring. Goes for a shot. I don't know about that. Mather, though, through the Ring, and he finds the back of the net. John Ring, he's up for best player in Europe, and I think he deserves to win it. He's been absolutely magnificent. He has like 14 assists so far this season in all competitions. That was like his 5th goal of the season? And he's not really much of a goal scorer. He's mainly an assister. He doesn't score many goals. He doesn't have the best goal scoring ability, but that was a nicely placed finish. That was very good by John Ring, and we are 1-0 up in the first 10 minutes of the game. Our first shot on target. Diagne is a little bit tired too, so they really must like Diagne if they're willing to play him while he's tired. Ring again on the ball. He just doesn't make many mistakes. What a ball that is over the top for Soler. Soler's going to be through on goal, but a nice sliding tackle by the defender to stop the attack. I don't know who that was, but that was a very good sliding tackle. I think that was arrowing across the goalkeeper, and that had a chance of going in if he didn't get a foot onto that. Looks like Arsenal are going to build their first attack of the game. Diagne with the ball. Nice through ball, but Nicholson's going to get... Oh my gosh. Nicholson gets there, but he puts a weak pass back to the goalkeeper, and Arsenal's able to jump on top of it, but a wonderful save from Blair on Gashi, proving he's worth $150 million. I don't really want to sell him. He's only 30 years old. Goalkeepers, he's got at least, 6 years left in him at the minimum? Maybe 8? I mean, he does have really good agility, and that's really going to fall off when he gets older, so I think that's really going to hurt him, but compared to somebody who's not relying on their agility, that is. And that's a penalty. A Bejan, there's is that like the 3rd penalty he's given away in 2 months? It feels like it. We've given away a bunch of penalties this season. Just terribly timed tackles in the box every single game. And Arsenal have a chance to claw it back. We need a goal, or we need a goal. We need a save from our $150 million goalkeeper. He's not able to do it. He goes the wrong way. Richard finds the back of the net. It is 1-1. Or is that Richard? I don't know. He's French, I'm assuming. Mateo? Sounds French to me. That's annoying. They don't really deserve it. Is that their first shot? No, they've been in the game, actually, so maybe they do deserve it. I didn't realize they had as many shots as they have had. As Wilson gives the ball away far too easily, but we're going to get to that, I hope. Diagne is going to head it on, but Genovese has not laid a foot wrong since we signed him. He's not laid a foot wrong. He's been fantastic at center back. Doesn't have the best average rating in the world, but he just doesn't have any bad games. He's good or amazing in every game. That's a dangerous ball over the top, but Solaire's not able to win the header. Arsenal looking to build up. Diagne with the ball, looking for a cross ball pass, but Bejan heads it out into Wilson, who's got a chance to run at the defense, finds Solaire. He's got a defender to get across, but he's not able to. But Gabriel Enrique from the edge of the area. The shot gets blocked. It falls to the edge of the area, and Gabriel Enrique just gets on the end of it, puts it through the back of the net. Great finish from outside the box. Showing a little bit of Mather to him. Shot gets blocked, falls to Gabriel Enrique, and he crushes it into the top right corner. A perfectly placed shot. And he's 19 years old. Remember that. That is a 19-year-old doing that in the Premier League. He's got a chance to be the European Golden Boy. That's how good Gabriel Enrique is. As Wilson's looking to clear this, not the best clearance, but Ring's going to get his head on it to Gabriel Enrique. He's got a lot of chance to run at the defense now. He's got a lot of pace to him. He's going to slow it up and wait for help, though. But he's going to decide to go with a long shot. He got a taste of it. Now he wants more. But that one's a little bit questionable. I don't think you're going to be scoring from there very often. It's been a really even game. They have slightly more XG. We have more shots. We have double their shots, but we're just not getting them on target. You know, it says Solaire's having a good game. Apparently he's not shooting on target very well. His on-target percentage is not going to be very high. I guess I'm going to say don't let your performance levels drop. As Gabriel Enrique is upset about it, but I'm very happy with their performance. That inspired and motivated him. I'm not going to say I'm very happy because if we were 2-0 up, I'd be very happy. But we allowed a goal, gave away an easy penalty, and Ribeiro has a chance to end that name. No idea how you say that. Not even going to try. I'm not going to embarrass myself by even trying. We've got about a 3-on-2 now. Nice ball to Wilson. Wilson's got to score that. And he does. Goes across the keeper into the bottom left corner. Wilson is so good. He's supposedly inconsistent. Like on his report, it says he's fairly inconsistent. I don't see it. He's pretty consistently amazing for me. I need to check out this game. He might be the top leading goal scorer in the Premier League. He's got a lot of goals so far. And he's playing on the right wing. He's played summit striker, but he's mostly played on the right wing. And he's leading our team in goals. He might be leading the Premier League in goals. If not, he's probably top 3. Daryl Wilson is an absolute cheat code. Speaking of him, he's really tired, but I don't really want to take him or Gabriel Enrique off. They've had great games. I want to stick with the players that are playing well. Ring's tired now. Ring's had the best game of them all. Dawson's on a yellow, and he's a little bit tired. I'm going to bring on Jonathan Curtis. Yeah, I'm going to bring on Jonathan Curtis. I thought about bringing on Preben Busk, but I still think we need to see this game out. Arsenal still have a chance of beating us, or at least drawing with us. I don't know if they have a chance to beat us. They've got a chance to pull it level, so we've got to make sure we play our best players and waste time a little bit. I need to take some of these guys off. Actually, I might make a defensive sub. Move Gabriel Enrique to defensive midfielder. Bring on Preben Busk. He's going to play as a defensive midfielder on defend, I think. Make those changes. And I'll probably take Wilson off next. But I'll wait until about the 82nd minute or so to do it. Nothing has happened in a while. I'm going to move Wilson back and bring on James Effiong. And we will see this game out. Go full time wasting. Looks like we're about to beat Arsenal and just extend our lead at the top of the table. We are now 12 points clear at the top of the table before January. What a start to the season this has been. They're going to head the ball just over, fortunately, but I don't think there's enough time for them to get 2 anyways. Gashi with another great performance, a 7.1. Ring with a wonderful performance, an 8.3. He's so good. Mather great. Solaire somehow got a good rating. I didn't really see him do anything, but Nicholson with a good rating, which is good to see. Maybe he is my long-term starter at center back opposite Genovese. I would like to have more Englishmen in the squad, so that would help do that. I mean, other than that, we've got Curtis, Dawson. Effiong's English, isn't he? Yeah. No, he's Senegalese or whatever that is. Nigerian. So not a whole lot of Englishmen. Ring's English, obviously. But I like to keep as many Englishmen in the team as possible, just because it's nice. Just because you're in England, it's nice to have homegrown players. That was a wonderful performance. I'm very happy with the result and the way you played. We have beaten Arsenal 3-1 on the end. You have just managed to extend your unbeaten run, and the team looks almost invincible in the league right now. We've lost a game. We're not invincible. Do you think you can keep this form going? We're taking the things one match at a time, but our confidence is high, and we're bullish about our chances going into every fixture. Is there a chance that overconfidence and complacency could become an issue here? Not to me. Everyone's focused squarely on the task at hand. 12 points clear, with the game in hand, that is. West Ham are equal on points with us, so we're 13 points clear of West Ham. Possibly only 12 points clear at Arsenal, but probably more than that, so... we win our game in hand and West Ham win their game in hand, we're going to jump Arsenal. So we'll be, 13 points clear at the top of the table if West Ham win their game in hand and we win our game in hand. That's pretty dang good. We've got a tough run in still. Man City next. That one's going to be off camera, but Ring is now one assist away from 10 league assists for the season, which will trigger a contract extension or contract clause, which will give him a bonus of $1 million, but 1 goal, 1 assist, 6 key passes. John Ring, he had a slow I'm surprised. He was not ridiculous last season. He came on towards the end of the season and was really good. But I expected him to completely blow the doors off the championship. But he was just okay. He had more assists in the Premier League this year than he had in the championship all of last year. That makes no sense to me. This is the Premier League. This is harder competition. How are you suddenly better than you were in the championship? Look at Soler. If we compare him with Soler, Soler scored the doors off the championship. 46 goals and 10 assists in 37 games. Currently on 13 goals, 4 assists in 20 games, which is still a good record, but it's not over a goal a game. That's what you should be doing in the championship. I don't know why Ring struggled so much, but he's finally picked it back up, and he's been fantastic. 14 assists in all competitions, 4 goals in 19 appearances. Getting close to over an assist almost every other game, more than every other game. Great report. Great stuff by Ring. Teams still want Blair on Gashi, but I don't want to sell him unless I can get that Barry Nevin, which is the Irishman, I believe, from Tottenham, homegrown at Tottenham. So he's homegrown in nation. He's 24 years old. Aerial reach, command of area, and communication aren't amazing, but great reflexes, great one-on-ones, great handling, great decisions, great agility, good positioning, good concentration, great anticipation. So he's got everything else, and he's probably going to get even better. Currently, by the star ratings, it says he's better than Blair on Gashi. I don't think he's better right now, but long-term, he's obviously a better option. Blair on Gashi's 30 years old. But in terms of what we're come back for next episode, we've got the Europa Conference League second knockout round. We don't know who we're playing yet. I think the first round still has yet to be played yet, so I'll come back for maybe the second leg of the second knockout round, and West Ham, who are currently third. Let's do that. I'll be back for the Europa Conference League second knockout round, second leg, and the West Ham game in the Premier League. We'll see if they're second by that point. They should be if they win that game in hand. So if you've made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials are also in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.